For more information on our top stories, please visit our website channelstv.com or youtube.com/channelsweb has videos of our shows. Also watch Channels Television's live stream on YouTube and other social media platforms using your mobile device browser, or download the Channels TV app for Android and iOS devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app have an eyewitness feature that you can use to share pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and please follow the instructions. Now let's look at the economic impact of the situation at the Apapa port. I'm now being joined on the news at 10 by the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Babatunde Ruwashe. Thanks a lot for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you for having me.
This is not the first time this sort of order has come. It's a presidential directive now, and it's been done.
Yeah,
do you think they'll be back?
I believe they will be back because we have not actually, it's not something that we can resolve by fiat.
Why?
Because there are deep-rooted legitimate and illegitimate interests in it. It has turned to an economy. So how did we get to where we are today? It was because it started with the petroleum products. Petroleum products were being pumped from Atlas Cove to Mosimi and Ejibo. And from there to stations around the world, around Nigeria, owned by NNPC, from which people can lift up to Ilorin. You have in Ibadan, you have in Benin. But then, because of the vandalization of pipelines, we could not pump to those various depots outside Lagos. So petroleum tankers have to come to Lagos and lift petroleum products. And then we started having that problem around Ibafo, where the petroleum tank farms first developed, and we had a lot of them there. Time in, time out, government had tried to clear it. Several task forces, branded vehicles have been given to task forces in the past.
But somehow they're back each time.
They will keep on coming back. And then, because of failure in regulation, we now started having a proliferation of tank farms around Apapa.
Okay, but since we have you here, what do you think the nation loses daily with that kind of logjam? Do you have any figure?
We did a survey. The organized private sector, led by LCCI, did a survey in 2018, where we estimated a total loss annually of about 7 trillion naira.
A year?
5 trillion a year. That's lost revenue by customs, exports that could not be gotten out, low property that are within Apapa. I mean, Apapa is the cheapest place to get any property now. It doesn't matter whether it's a GRA.
And a lot of the residents had said that people are moving out.
Oh, yeah, you have a lot
and
of
businesses seem to be shutting down. What does that do to this whole drive of creating more jobs, ease of doing business,
etc.? Of course. Your guess is as good as mine. It's going the other way. It's in the reverse. So we need to actually look at this holistically. Now we are saying they are off the road. I can hear you say they are off the road.
The bridges. Yes.
Off the bridges. Yeah. But then I have a company that does logistics. Yesterday, I was able to move a container, 20-foot container, at 500,000 naira to Oyo. Today, they are asking for 550,000. So it's not an improvement. Eventually, they will come back, unless these issues that are involved are actually dealt with.
When the LCCI commissioned that report you're talking about last year,
yes,
of the survey that you did,
yes,
who was it presented to? And
we presented to the Office of the Vice President and the Ministry of Investment.
Did you get any feedback with what they're going to do now?
Well, they said they are going to work on it. But, the problem of Apapa is such that we deal with it on the short term. I remember that in the past, there was a time the Lagos State government even impounded tankers. And it was NNPC that paid the fine. So which means these guys have to do their business. We have to get around the problem. Pipelines have to be used to move products out of that place. Yes. Because now people come all the way from Maiduguri to come and move petroleum products to Maiduguri.
And of course, you do have other Lagosians complaining about the ripple effects of them not being on the bridge, traffic and the backup.
Absolutely, and people make money out of it. I mean, if you have these guys who are driving them now, in another 2 weeks, they will get entrenched into the system, and it will be a money spinner for them.
That remains to be seen. But just to say, when you look at the report that you laid,
yes,
what was your major recommendation? That's the last question.
That we should use the pipeline to move things out and rail to move things. And then we should also have this efficiency at the port so that we don't, also in the port, you also have delays in the procedure.
Yes, they talked about so many
agencies. Yeah, so we said we should have a single window where all agencies will look at a particular consignment at once and you can project, because when we did that report, we said a container will take almost close to 22 days, average of 22 days to get out of the port. And coupled with all this problem of not being able to access the port with exports that you are sending out of to other land.
Thank you so much. The President of the LCCI, Mr. Babatunde Ruwashe. Thanks for sharing that with us on News at 10 tonight. Let's cross over to Abuja now. Here's Ibrahim Adra. Ibrahim.
As always, Nijama, thank you for joining us. Now, let's begin from KATSINA State, where the governor there, Aminu Masari, has signed into law the amended Penal Code of Criminal Justice System in the state, which prescribes death sentence for kidnapping and cattle rustling. Governor Masari explains that the state is currently faced with security challenges, hence the need to revisit the penal and procedural laws to deal with any suspect that may be found wanting. The governor reveals that the two laws that were signed, particularly the Penal Code, had been amended generally, and in particular the section dealing with kidnapping, cattle rustling, rape, and other related offences. Now, a female student.
Cattle rustling and kidnapping now are made capital offences which carry a mandatory death sentence, while the offence of rape now carries a mandatory sentence of life in addition to fine and compensation. The decision to make these offences serious ones with above punishments cannot be overemphasized. It is hoped and we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that the laws signed today will serve as a deterrent to those that may be convicted and those that have the intention to committing this kind of heinous crimes.
A female student of St. Andrew's Grammar School in Ondo Town of Ondo State has died when a section of the classroom building in her school premises collapsed. The partial building collapse was said to have happened around noon today during school hours. The 14-year-old JSS 3 student is the only victim of the incident, as some of the blocks that fell from the building landed on her head. Channels Television gathered that the men of the Nigerian police force have since arrived at the school premises to prevent any crisis that may occur as a result of the unfortunate incident. Now, ahead of the inauguration of the 9th National Assembly, we go to Ogun State now, where activities marking the commencement of the inauguration of the 5th democratically elected governor of the state, Mr. Dakpo Abiodun, has started with a public lecture on good governance in public administration. The guest speaker, Professor Pt.2, suggests a clear understanding and cooperation between the political class and the civil service for real growth and development. The event held at the Cultural Center Kuto, Abeokuta, the state capital.
Ahead of the May 29 inauguration and change of government in Ogun State, the Transition Committee organized pre-inauguration activities to welcome the 5th elected governor of the state. The forum attracts top members of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the state, governor-elect, deputy governor-elect, members of the civil society, the academia, traditional rulers, and former military administrators of the state, among others. The guest speaker suggests that the incoming administration should provide jobs, invest in industrial development, and make the civil service more accountable.
We must tackle unemployment. The youth of our country are losing faith and losing hope in this generation of leadership in our country. Until we can begin to do those things that lead to jobs being created and giving them opportunity, we might run into a problem in the north. There's a snake called Gobe de Nisa. Tomorrow is too far. tomorrow may be too far for all of us if we don't provide for our young people today. Because they are losing faith in us.
The chairman of the occasion and other discussants want more focus on human capital development, provision of security, and overall development of the state.
If they are indeed, and indeed you focus on good governance, which I define as the submission of the self and cronies to the laws and best interests of this state, developments that anchor economies, not just buildings, schools that provide knowledge, to participate in a changing global economy.
The governor-elect promises to abide by the principles of rule of law, justice, and equity.
We will be consensus-oriented, we will be accountable, we will be transparent, we will be responsive, we will be equitable and inclusive, we will be effective and efficient, we will follow the rule of law, we will be participatory.
Other programs slated for the inauguration ceremony include prayer sessions at the mosque and the church, an inauguration ball, among others.